Hey there, members of the graveyard, and welcome back to our last. We've made it. This is the last weapon guide video, and that means the game comes out literally tomorrow, or by the time this video gets posted, it could be hours away, less than a day. So I hope everyone is excited because I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight or the night before that. Actually, this is past me, so I'm actually recording this like anyway. The point is that the game comes out very soon, and I am so excited. Now, there's a bunch of boring information about this video down in the description. It's just logistics. This isn't the final version. There's going to be changes. We're going to cover those changes in another video at a later date. So with all of that out of the way, let's jump into the longsword. Now, this weapon, quite popular, and for good reason. Man, this weapon feels good. So let's go ahead and jump right into talking about the most important thing. And I just want to bring up the guide real quick. I know reading right away, yuck, but it's just so that we're all on the same page. We're going to be talking about the spirit gauge. Now, as we land attacks, it'll be up in the top left. We fill a gauge. Now, it's called the spirit gauge. That's it. We're done. We're done with the reading. So as you can see in the top left, there's an empty gauge there. As we land attacks, we fill this gauge up with this kind of yellow meter. So we can just hit Y in 4 times in a row. This is a standard combo to kind of fill your gauge up. Once this meter is full, we can then spin it on right triggers. Now, after 4 right triggers in a row, we will do a spirit round slash, which then, as you can see, there's a white glow on our weapon and in the top left. We have reached level 1 of our spirit gauge. This means we will do more damage. As we fill it back up again, we do our right trigger combo again. So we get us to level 2, orange. And then we fill it up again. Now, it doesn't have to be all the way full. You only need about 60%. And now we have level 3, and now the red gauge has been unlocked for us. But before we get into the red gauge, I'm going to have to zone out and zone back in here. Before we get into the red gauge and all the things that come with it, because there's quite a lot that we do once we reach that stage, I just wanted to show you that, yes, we have 3 stages of our spirit gauge. Now, there are other attacks that can fill the gauge. We have a thrust, which is B. We have a Y and B, kind of kind of leaping backwards attack. And then we can kind of hit B to do a rising slash after an overhead attack. Anything that we do to hit the monster outside of our right trigger attack will build our meter. We also can do, well, I'll go over that in a little bit. There's parries. This weapon has a lot of parries, and we're gonna have to go over all of them. So how else do we raise our spirit gauge? Well, when we hit right trigger, we can hold it. We'll start doing this kind of cool little focused stance, and we'll hold the sword and we'll bring it through multiple stages. So when we release it on its maximum charge, I'll kind of put some focus on it. So it goes 1, 2, 3. There's 3 pulses of it. So if you release it after the first pulse, you'll go straight to your Spirit Blade 2 attack. If you release it after the second pulse, you will go into Spirit Blade 3, which of course, 1, 2, can go straight into our Spirit Round Slash, which is, that's another way of raising the gauge, doing it through the hold method. Do note that when we are holding this, our Spirit Gauge, the meter in the middle, is going up as we just sit here and hold this. But again, as we hold it to its maximum, this hit will raise our spirit gauge. So this is a very good way to raise our spirit gauge. we have multiple ways to raise the spirit gauge. So now that we've gone over all of our attacks, and for now, we've gone over simple ways to raise our spirit gauge. There will be a little more complex ones coming in a bit. What changes when we have this red state? Well, if you notice, when we hit the monster, our bar's not going up anymore. This is a timed state. We don't have this state for very long. You might also notice that our YYY combo has changed, gotten a little bit powerful, or a little bit stronger. So our YYY has gotten stronger when we reach this state, and it also will go down over time. So what else do we do when we have reached this state? Well, I'll show you. We can do this at any time. We can do this move at any time, but this Spirit Thrust, right trigger Y, stabs the monster. We jump up, do a Helmbreaker attack, and that will spend our red state immediately. So the general game plan, in my opinion, and you can come to your own conclusions, but the general game plan of the longsword is to get back to that red state as fast as possible and use it on that kind of spirit thrust into Helmbreaker. Now, do note you don't have to commit to it once you leap up in the air. You can hit the X button to sheath your weapon and cancel it to not commit, because it is quite a commit. You will be stuck in that little recovery animation for a little bit. But after we do that Helmbreaker, and this is again why we want it to be at our max level, because we want to, this follow-up attack, we want it to do as much damage as possible. And to ensure that, it will have to be in yellow, because we spend a gauge to do the Helmbreaker. So we want to make sure we do these spirit thrusts when we are in red. We hit right trigger, we do a follow-up attack that does a lot of damage, and it also uses another level of our spirit gauge. Notice that the levels are the color, not the bar in the middle. That is the spirit gauge, and then spirit gauge level refers to white, orange, and red. So that is kind of the loop we want to get into. We want to make sure that we're building our meters in all the various ways that we've gone over so far, get to red, find opportunities to use our Spirit Thrust, and then use our Helmbreaker with the follow-up attack. And we'll kind of be looping through that. Now that we've gone over a basic game plan, let's talk about different ways to raise our spirit gauge level. So for that, we're going to need Wagon Chan to turn on here. Good old Wagon Chan. We're going to turn her to smash mode. Apply the changes. Now that our wagon is in smash mode, we can show off some parries. Now, after any attack, and after various different attacks as well, not just our normal ones, but even after our like Helmbreaker and all that stuff, sometimes we have access to what is known as the Foresight Slash. Now this Foresight Slash, if we time it with an enemy attack, little too fast there, Wagon Chan. Give me a break. We hear that special, you hear that swing noise? That means we successfully did it at the right timing with the attack. We initiated the parry. And when we do that, we can follow it up with a right trigger, which goes into an immediate spirit round slash, which raises our spirit gauge. You see how we're yellow right now? Do a poke, slash, too early, overhead slash. And this timing is not as tight as you would think. See how once we successfully do it, it raises our spirit gauge meter. That is a more intricate way, I will say, of raising the meter. Now, we also have something, we have a stance that we can enter after any attack that we do, at least most of our attacks. We can hit right trigger and Y, or A, to go into special sheath. Now, when we are in special sheath, and I'll have to kind of, actually, let me just use Spirit Thrust here. Should have just done that beforehand. So we use that to show that when we do the special sheath, we hit Y, we will do EI slash, which is this 2-swipe attack. Now look in the top left, you see how our weapon, after doing that attack, our energy, it's kind of raising on his own. This is quite good because then we don't have to worry about raising it manually, and we kind of get rewarded for landing this because this means we don't have to be so hands-on with the monster to get meter if we need it. It's also just a good way to keep up the offense because we can do a lot of things out of this slash. So I'll try here. We can go straight into a spirit thrust after, let's say we parry a very strong attack that the monster does. Well, he's wide open and we've parried his attack. We can then immediately go into a spirit thrust, or we can immediately go into our Y combos, our spirit blade combos. We can do almost anything after we've done that. We don't have to do a spirit round slash, so keep that in mind. Now, the EI slash, of course, has a parry as well. So if we go into it, I'll showcase it. After you've gone into it, you hit this right trigger. And if you do that with the timing of an attack, see if Wagon Chan will let me do it here. A little late, but that's okay. We have to learn. And do it appropriately. Okay, there we go. See how that raised my gauge? So that is another way to raise your gauge. You can also go into various follow-up attacks after that. I think it's almost the same ones as landing your force light counter as well. So that also raises your spirit gauge level. Now, let's talk about when you are in red state, your force slash, the Y plus B, or your right trigger plus B, after any attack you do this, it changes into this little flourish, which has it just does more damage. I think it just does more damage than your standard counter, but you're in red state, so it's kind of really just for staying on the offense, because while you can do a spirit round slash or go into the spirit blade combo, you can't raise the gauge anymore once you're in level 3. So it really is just for parrying an attack. Then maybe if you've parried the right attack that has a big opening after it, you then can do a spirit thrust. You can then do your YYY combo. You can do a lot of things after you have parried that. So that, I believe, covers everything that we have for our standard controls and options with our weapon. Now, I do want to note, focus mode is entered by holding down the left trigger. It puts this crosshair. You might have been seeing it because I have mine on toggle mode, so I don't actually have to hold it to keep it on. If you are interested in playing around with that, I like it a lot. It is right here. It's under page 2 of the controls. This might change if they add more options, but go into your controls, find this, play around with it. I absolutely love it. I love leaving it on for most weapons. There are some weapons where leaving it on, you lose access to some of your better roll options. But for this weapon in particular, I like it on quite a lot because, as you can see, let's just do our YYY combo here. Now, it would suck if the monster moved around, right? Well, let's say it did. If you have your focus mode up, I can just keep on turning and keep up with the monster. Now, I will say, now that we're talking about like realignment and things of that nature, that let's say you've landed a parry, but the monster went off to the left. Well, you can turn after that parry. Get your parry, turn your character, and then what would have been a missed opportunity for maybe a spirit thrust or big jump up slam down, you can then turn yourself, face yourself to the monster, and land it. Now, I was about to talk about this, but got distracted. We can hold down left or right to move during our Spirit Blade combo. It doesn't have to be stationary. Now, this can be used at any moment. Let's say we're just doing our YYY combo, and then we just want a little sidestep to the left. So we can do that. We can go this to the right, and then hold right again, and we've almost done a half circle around the front of Wacken-chan here just by doing that. So we are very mobile with our Spirit Blade, and it's It's easier to do this with focus modes up because, again, we have more kind of like agency over our directional control. You can do it without, but it kind of is hard to steer. See how I was able to do like a really smooth kind of half circle while I was in focus mode? It's really hard to pull off when we're not in focus mode. So another thing to keep in mind. Using all of our tools. Now let's go over, now that we've covered our parries, let's go over the final thing here that I kind of want to showcase, and that will be our wounds. Sorry, Wagon Chen, we must harm you. Now, when we are holding down focus mode, and this applies for basically every weapon, if not all of them, when you are in focus mode, you can see the wounds. The wounds glow red. These wounds will pop up as you damage the monster. We hit our right bumper to initiate it, and it raises us a spirit gauge level. Notice that we are now yellow. We pop another one, and now we are red. But there's one extra little thing that we can do. If we hold any direction while we are popping this wound, we can change the way that we go. If we hold back, we will do a backwards slash. If we hold left or right, we will do a horizontal movement. Let me hold left. And then I can also immediately go into Spirit Blade 3 out of that. I can then also go into most of our options, in fact. Slash, we can go into a foresight attack, we can go into our YYY, we can go into our spirit thrust, we can go into our EI stance, hold the left, 1, 2, and then if I wanted to, I can go into my EI stance. You have basically every follow-up you could ever want after that attack. So keep that in mind, as we say. I will finish up this weapon by talking about ledge options. When we jump off a ledge or our secret, we can hit right trigger to go into our Spirit Blade combo. We can hit Y plus B to just do a dismount attack, or we can just do a standard jumping slash. Now, for this weapon, I like to, and it is a good thing to note, when you jump off the monster, the level of the Spirit Blade that you will do after you are in midair will be directly corresponding to your Spirit Gauge level. If you are level 2, you will do a Jumping Spirit Blade 2. If you are level 3, you will do a Jumping Spirit Blade 3. Good things to know. Now, we do have a sliding attack that we can do. It's kind of hard to showcase here. I'll probably have to do it in the hunt later, but just know that when you are sliding down things, you can do an aerial Spirit Blade draw by hitting right trigger, and this is while you are sliding. You can also, I believe there is an attack that you can do with Y. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to do this because it is rather tricky to get it to happen. I think actually all you get is the Spirit Blade draw. There could be more. Play around with the sliding and stuff to see if you have more success than I do in the training room. I've scratched my head on how to get it to happen consistently. So now that we've talked about jumping off of our secret and ledges and kind of our options there, that's going to do it for this full weapon breakdown. Now, if that's all you needed, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I will hopefully run into you in the hunt out in the wilds when this game comes out in maybe hours, maybe in actually 24 hours, depending on when this video comes out. But feel free to drop a comment about your favorite thing about Monster Hunter, or what you like about the longsword, or just anything, really. You can leave an emoji for all I care. And maybe leave a like, and maybe even subscribe. We'll be making more Monster Hunter Wilds videos as this game continues through its course. So, see you next time if you're leaving right now. Excuse me. I hate goodbyes. They make me gassy. But for those of you who want to stick around for the full hunt, let's get into it. And this again will be to kind of showcase the weapon and its capabilities. Get chapped up. It's dry out here in the desert, which is where we are about to head out to, or the Windward Plains, I should say. So, let us practice good hunting habits, and that's always refill your inventories between hunts. We don't want to be missing any precious healing or traps or bombs. Let's also remember to start the quest and not get too excited. This game is so much fun. Half the time I sprint out of camp because I'm so excited to do the hunt, and then I forget to actually start it. And then I could just go out there into the wilds and just find it manually, but I started a hunt one time and they just ran away. Like, they timed out on the map. So like halfway through my recording of killing it, the monster just said, "Good luck with that, boss," and took off. So we're also going to eat because, again, good habits. We want to practice good habits. And I rolled. I've done it every video, I think. I think I rolled the grill every video. I told myself that on this last one I was not going to roll the grill. I did it anyway. Oh, well. Oh, well. So now that we're eated up, belly's full, I'm so happy. I did not think that I was going to be able to finish these videos. I recorded the first 7 on the first beta weekend and the second 7 on the second beta weekend, and I did not think I was going to get through all of them. So that's kind of why I had to do these as one takes. No time for fancy video editing. Not that I know how to do it anyway. So we're going to poo bomb those away. I have grown an anti-affinity for the large poo bomb because it makes the Alpha Doshaguma run around as well. And I don't want him to run away. I tried to parry. I'm doing quite good here. Ooh. Mistimed that. Now, carry this. Go for the follow-up. Now we're in our red mode. We're going to use our lateral swipes. Go for the opening. I'm going to put my weapon away. I thought he was going to do an attack. Don't commit. If you are unsure. Oh. I'm going to go for this anyway. Might get me killed. That was a coin flip and a half of a decision we made. Woo. Gonna heal up. 1 slash. Gonna use my diagonal attacks. Or use my horizontal attacks with that Spirit Blade. Going to poke him in his stomach there. Go for the Helm Breaker. Would you dodge this attack? Put him in a vine trap. Do this into the wound popper so we can get our red back. Go straight for the Helm Breaker again. And follow it up with a follow-up attack. Take this opportunity to sharpen my sword. Now this weapon, very anime. I did forget to mention something, and I am terribly sorry about that. When we are in our level 3 spirit gauge, we have an additional attack in our Spirit Blade combo that we can do. We have a 5th attack that gets unlocked to us. I am so sorry about that. I'll have to mention it. I'll have to mention it in a pinned comment. So embarrassing for me. Doing our horizontal slashes here. Go for the Helm Breaker. And then the follow-up slash, which you can delay for quite a bit. Do a manual Spirit Blade combo here since he is seeming to have a bad time. We got really lucky there. If that had been directed at us. Ooh. I did not think he would do that attack. I don't know what he's doing. I'm scared. He's just looking at me menacingly. Oh, he hates life right now. Go for a Helmbreaker. Do the follow-up again. Oof. Should have gone for the Fate Slash. Ooh, we cannot do a Fate Slash into a Fate Slash. That's good to know. Okay, we missed that wound pump. I'm gonna try to get one touch of the sword here. Can't seem to get that wound. Dang it. Tricky guy. Follow-up attack. Healing Mantle is now available. So we're gonna use it again. Sorry, I'm a little locked in. I'm not the best longsword player, and again, I've only maybe did 3 to 5 hunts prepping for this. Do have a lot of experience with Monster Hunter though, so I'm trying to do a good job showcasing the weapon and its abilities. So again, now that we're in that red state, I can do my full spirit combo, and then after this, we have the full round slash, and then we have a 5th attack. I'm so sorry that I forgot to do that in the full weapon breakdown. So sorry. So sorry. I knew I forgot something. I just want to be perfect. I want to be perfect, darling. I'm going to try to get a mount. Kind of showcase the mounting here a little bit. I'm gonna ride around. You can use right bumper. I like the knife stabs. I know you can do the right bumper. It's more damage, but I think the heavy knife stabs, or the strong knife attacks, they create the wounds faster. And then we can use right bumper to initiate our finisher. We'll kind of do this. Finish here. Gain access to another wound pump. Wow, I thought I was completely dead there. He jumped away from me. Wow, I thought I did get hit there. I thought once again I had managed to evade death somehow. Oh my god, we popped a lot of wounds there. Oh. I almost... I dodged way too far away. Ooh. Slash. Again, we want to do that slash when we see him stand up on his hind legs like that. We want to do our wound pop when he stands up on his hind legs like that. Sorry, I'm losing my thoughts. I'm really oh my god, he sent me flying down the dunes. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this weapon, so I'm really trying to stay kind of oh no, yep, we're losing it, Mr. Krabs. We are losing it. Hopefully that gets the wound there. Nice. He is gonna be limping away, I believe. But yeah, these hunts, these live hunts, there's no re-recording these. There's no stopping the recording just because a couple things went wrong. This is a real hunt. We deal with our mistakes. We roll with the punches. Get frustrated. We rally. That's hunting. Hunting's not starting over and one thing goes wrong. Sorry, speedrunners. I know that you are respected, and I know that that is what it comes down to. I've watched a lot of your guys' videos. I think what you do is very impressive. I know that you guys start over after single mistake sometime. Now I need to do a single stab if I want to do multiple parries. Oh my. Well, we're not going to fight two of you at a time. And I'm definitely not going to let you just do whatever you want. So let's take this opportunity. Build a meter. Hop in the air. Oh my. I can't believe I rolled that. So I need to do B stab, not the Y stab after that, because the B stab recovers quicker. Because I wanted to do a B stab into a second fading slash. Nope. Like that. I'm actually really happy I showcased that. Oh, there you go, round attack. Gonna heal up. Oh my god, that hit me. My mistake. My mistake, video game. And since he's leaving, I don't have to dedicate to that. Where are you going? Take me to your home. Show me where thou lives, so that I may slay you where thou dwells. Now, in this game, we can't follow monsters too closely when they go back to their home. In older games, you could chase the monster down, but give it some time to go to sleep. Give it some time to go to sleep. He'll sniff around. He'll do a little 360, check to see if it's clear. And then once he's happy with his decision, he will begin to go to sleep. And we have yellow spirit gauge, so I'm going to take this opportunity before he fully falls asleep to put us into red. Very sneaky. And then, in a very honorable way, I'm going to kind of roll this bomb at him. Wake him up. I'm going to pop the wound. Helm breaker. He did not like that. I'll let you know that right now. Didn't get the final counter, which makes me sad. Went over here. Come on. I know you can do it. Oh, wow, that's actually perfect. You couldn't have fallen in a better spot. Over here. 1, 2, 3. X swipe. Faster spirit combo. actually want to make sure I go over that. Oh. Helmbreaker, follow-up attack. Two, three. Nice, good finish. So real quick, I want to cover this real quick. Get me out of this. So when you do X plus Y plus B, it gives you access to a quicker path to your final spirit combo. So I wanted to add that in there. I'll make sure to make a mental note of that to add that in my comment, because I forgot to go over that also in the full weapon breakdown. And that's going to be the hunt. Sorry, I lost my mind there. I'm so exhausted. I've been recording so many videos, so much, and I've had to do some. I have messed up some of the footage. I have had to re-record it, not because the hunt was bad, because I literally had like moved the game capture off the screen. It was a nightmare. Content creation is hard, and I'm very new to it. So I hope you all enjoyed this demonstration of the weapon. And I hope that you have learned enough to kind of take something away from all of this and come to your own conclusions about the weapon, to make up your own play styles, do different things with the weapon, not worry about what the best is. You know, for the first couple of weeks, we just want to focus on having fun. Focus on having fun with the weapons and learn them. Try out a bunch of them. You might have fun. At first, you might look at a weapon and go, And believe me, that was me for a lot of these weapons. The changes that they made to them, I wasn't too thrilled about at first because I'm used to them and being a very specific way. But after playing all the weapons, man, I don't know if there's a weapon that isn't fun once you get past. Some of them have steeper learning curves, but I hope that you all who are either new to the game or coming back to the game make new friends and new memories and just enjoy the game that I have loved since I was a kid. And I'm so excited that Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out. I'm excited that more people are getting turned into monster hunters, if you will. It was a very small group of us way back in the day. And yeah, the game comes out very, very soon. And I can't wait. Cannot wait. So if you liked the video, got anything out of it, anything at all, comment how much you love Monster Hunter, comment an emoji, anything, or drop a like, or drop a subscribe, because I'll be releasing more videos about Monster Hunter. And I just want to make sure that's it. And I think that's it. So as always, I hope you all have had a great day. I'm just so happy that I'm done with these. I've loved making these, but man, it has been a challenge and a half getting these done. That's all from me, and we'll catch you on the next one.